Yo, so I'm going to take you through how I just made the Youngr Discopolis Youngr Bootleg. Did I say Youngr twice then? I'm going to show you my Ableton session. I'm going to show you what I'm running things through, my microphones, my drums, my guitars. I'm going to show you all of it and how I'm looping things. So let's get into it. First of all, I'll show you my drum kit. So I've got these nice, lovely 15-inch Meinl Byzance jazz thin hi-hats, which are lovely. They got a nice warm crispy sound. And then this big bad boy of an old vintage snare. It's actually a Slingerland snare, 14-inch by 5.5. It's got that lovely deep warm rich tone to it, and using a big fat snare drum pad on it just to make it fat. Big 22-inch Mapex Pro M kit. It's one of the first drum kits I ever bought. I just did a bit of a repaint and it just sounds lovely. Now on the snare I've got Beta 57 underneath, and I've got a really cheap SE condenser mic just on the top picking up the hats and the snare. And then I got a lovely Coles 4038 mono overhead running up there. We got this lovely bass. So this is actually... So this bass is my dad's bass from the late 70s, because of the nature of the track I want it to be vintagey and sound old sounding. So it's got flat wound strings and it's just so lovely. So just great. Old Guild bass. On the guitar, it's my American Telly. Lovely guitar. It's running through a Helix stomp box, which is down there, and it's on the preset brown sugar because who doesn't love D'Angelo? And it's just crunchy. You know what I mean? Crunchy. So good if you don't want to blast an amp out in the room. And then I'm using the Akai APCs, which this second GoPro is picking up here. They are triggering all the loops, and then down on the floor here, I'm just going to move here, a Roland Boss FSU pedal, beaten and broken up. Same one I used at bloody Morning Glory, still not changed. And then we've got my lovely piano over here. Let me show you. This is the second setup where I've got a second APC. The first Akai APC is the orange box. The second is the blue box. So he's orange, he's blue. Now I've split it into 3 scenes, and I can explain all this now, but let me show you how I loop these drums. So all these drums are running through my UAD channel. They're going into a DI box, into the other room, into my main computer, because this is just an external monitor. And I got a Behringer DI box here. And I'm using the Audient 888 DI, which is lovely. I use that all for my drums. I just want Ableton to be less, so I want it to sound good when it goes into Ableton. The kick's on 9, snare top, snare bottom, overhead. So, alright, let me get the click on. So that's kick, snare top, snare bottom, overhead. So I'm going to just trigger them all. Here we go. Hey. So easy. How I did that while I was drumming was, I wish I had another camera. I'll put this on the floor now and I'll show you again. I triggered it with my foot down here. So let me do another loop. 1, 2, 3. Hey. That's how I got my drums going. So it's split onto 3 scenes. The way I structured this bootleg, I took the original stems and I bounced a 1-minute clip to the structure that I wanted, right? So it's got the doo-doo-doo-doo. I'll play it here. See that? So that goes on and on and on. All the synth bleeps and blops, and that's on the first scene, which I trigger right from the top. I go. Boop. Then I'm looping, but I record the drums on the second layer, on the second scene. That's because when I come to trigger the guitar later, I want to just play the things on the second scene, not that top stem. because the second stem, which I've bounced out, I'll play here, is just a funky. Ready?
Funky.
And that happens on
Funky.
on beat 1 of the second scene. Oh, and the third scene is a breakdown. So that's when I loop the piano here. It starts from halfway through. See, it's still same clip. I've just changed where the start point is. Just how I like to work. And then there is a clap from the original stems, which just helps with my groove. And then I've got the live guitar, which is running through the helix, and the bass is going straight into the Behringer DI on channel 4. And then it's got a couple of things on it. It's got a CLA bass thing, it's got a gate, and it's got a max bass. Just to make it more present in phone, because you're probably watching this on a phone or through a screen or something. So I don't want the bass to get lost. And the guitar, cutting the low end with a Fab Filter EQ, and it's got a kickstart Nicky Romero sidechain on it, just to get a bit of groove in it, you know. I love that plugin, so easy to use. The piano is recorded stereo on the left and right. I probably should have matching microphones, but I don't. So on the left I've got Sennheiser, on the right I think I've got Shure. That just goes into the UAD again, channel 5 and 6, left and right, and I record that straight in on the second little station over there, which I've just explained. So I trigger the third scene, which is the breakdown scene, loop the piano, which only happens twice. When I loop that, I stand back up, pick my funky guitar up, trigger scene 2, which has the drums and the bass, where I've looped the bass, and off we go on a funky crusade. So that's kind of how I made it. So let me just show you quickly how easy it is to loop this shit. So that loop I just did before, let's trigger it now. So we get playing. So that's the loop we did before. Here's the bass channel, channel 7. So I'm going to trigger it now. 2, 3, 4. Hey. Alright. So I'm going to loop some piano now, you ready? Hey. That's how you have loads of fun looping things. Not sure what I've missed, but I think I've covered it all. If you got any questions, just ask me. I'm right here, y'all. Bye.